Bringing you your favorite new MCs, it's Dormville!
Hey, I'm blessed and highly favored with the team. I mix the simply lemon with the bean. Let's get active, I might hit the weed. Netflix app, how I hit the scene. I just story how I'm thumbing through it. She give me what I want if she wanna do.
What's good, everybody? It's Dormville. I'm your host, Mike Hood, with my co-host
Backstage Phantom.
and we're sitting down today again with Mothoro. How you doing?
It was good. Thank you for having me, man. Glad to be here.
Yo, for those who know who Mo is, bro, it's the Groove God himself with the same 7 on the pendant. You already know what's going on. Same goofy smile coming in with Movember. We're gonna jump back into it. How have you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. Just grinding. Shit, feel me? Just graduated. Gotta figure out this adults and shit, you know. But you know.
Yeah, big congratulations on getting that master's degree, bro. You know that's hard work right there,
Thank you, brother.
bro. But like after graduation, bro, you went ahead and, or since the last time we talked to you, dropped 2 projects which were both fire as hell. Graduation and Sesh with Heather, and then recently you had a song feature on BET, bro. Like what was that whole process and just that whole feeling like?
That shit was surreal, bro. It was like very unexpected. You feel me? My team kind of, was setting me up with different sync projects and just kind of diversifying my music because I was just letting them know, like, at the end of the day, like, building my core fan base, is gonna be a steady process, being that, like, niggas not signed and don't got the big budget behind us, but like to kind of expedite things, stuff like sync and TV and movies and stuff kind of helps build the fan base. So to get that placement was definitely a milestone that I really was super geeked to have.
Yo, whenever you heard it for the first time, like I know you put it on Instagram and everything, you were like, bro, I was sitting there, I was scrolling on Twitter and shit, I was like, this nigga on BET? What the fuck? Like, hello? Like, damn, bro, I ain't talked to this nigga in like a couple of months, and this nigga on BET? Now, shit, you got big to do, because last time you were on Sway's playlist, and then now you moved to BET, and so it's just kind of like, bro, every you just kind of hitting these milestones every day, and it's just like, damn, like this nigga really moving, like shit, he ain't sleeping, like god damn.
Word. I mean, honestly, I'm appreciative that niggas care, niggas like can see the growth, because at the end of the day, like I said, like it's been a steady process. You feel me? Like little by little,
right?
But I feel like that makes the best artists, because the niggas that pop up overnight, they don't stay at the top too long. So I want to be one of them artists to have longevity. So I just appreciate y'all tuning in and caring and being there for the process.
Bro, and you also had radio play over in England. Like, I remember you were tweeting about that shit, and I was like, damn, bro, this nigga across the waters and shit too. Like, fuck, damn. Like, it was just like every time I got on social, I was like, damn, bro, shit, doing something else. Like,
yeah, shout out to the internet, bro. That's all just from the internet. I don't really have no friends in England, so I just I low key think that they support more than the States,
facts.
because a lot of times a lot of artists blow up overseas before they blow up in their own town. So like at the end of the day, like I feel like I was telling Lorenz, we need to focus some of our efforts just trying to get a ticket out there, because I feel like even like if you think about Roddy Ricch, like he blew up in the UK before he even blew up
Over
out
here.
here.
Yeah,
He's from LA. You feel me? So um, I'm just thankful for the fact that we can even do that, because before the internet, niggas had to just have like a steady growth, and you had to get radio play. But now it's easier than ever. I woke up like, what? That's crazy. I, I don't even, I've never even been on a radio station, like a reputable radio station in LA.
Damn.
Yeah. But like in the UK, like I was on a reputable radio station. So definitely trying to get out there within the next months or so.
Yeah. Is it looking like since school's over now and you're just focusing on like work and music in general, is it easier being a like adult doing music, or was it a lot easier being a student doing music?
It's easier being an adult doing music just because, like, as a student, I always had like school kind of holding me back. Like for like right now, like if niggas want to, if a tour came or something like that, like I could do it. You feel me? Like in school, I couldn't because I had to graduate. But like right now, if opportunities came, I could take them and not feel like I'm not finishing what I started. Like I'm somebody who always got to finish what they start. Like
Right.
especially if I get my word. So I mean, the fact that I finished now is just like, all right, like I really like don't have no excuses to like really go hard. So um, that's why I kind of took my time with this album to kind of like really have like a good first leg out. Being that I graduated and everything, like, and I'm really on my artist shit. So I'm excited to drop it.
Yo, jumping into the album itself, um, like production wise, was it a lot more of Walt, or was it like I'm finally out of school, let me do my beats, let me put my stuff on? Because I know you talked about that in graduation, like starting to do your own beats again and whatnot. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of did my own beats for real, like for my projects, but actually this project, I mean, I executively produced it, but like I had a lot of outside production as well. Like it's some Walt beats on there, and then it's also my boy DDK Sound. He got a beat on there, and then one of my pro fights. He actually he's like a multi-platinum selling producer for like Justin Bieber and stuff. So
Wow.
I had him do some post production on a couple of the beats that I made, and kind of just added elements like live elements to them and stuff like that. So it's a very collaborative production process for this album. And I actually did do that on purpose with me, being out of school. I can like actually like kind of get in with people and not just be like in my room, just like in my hub, like after class. Like
mm-hmm.
I actually have time like during the week to like actually get in and like lock in. So for that reason alone, I feel like the production, just the overall production quality, is definitely a lot more richer this time around. Just because you know when you work with other people, it automatically kind of it's just more
It's
ears,
yeah, let's
more
say it's
more hands.
different. You have a lot more perspectives going in on it. And you said that there was
Exactly.
there was live stuff. Were those horns? I want to say it was on Addiction. Were the horns on Addiction
Oh,
live?
word, yeah. Actually, I wasn't in the room when he made that beat,
Hmm.
but I know he does deal with a lot of live instruments, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I can't say for sure. He literally just sent me that track, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. But I think like if you hear good luck. I don't know why I'm blanking on my tracks. At the end, that little piano, like synth, like breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
that was all played by Mark, who's the profile I told you, who's like multi-platinum producer for Bieber and stuff. And then also uh at the end of Overdrive, that little piece of well was played live. Cause I'm a very sample based producer, being that I
Right.
don't play. I do play instruments, but like, I don't seriously play any instruments. So with that being said, like I was just excited to kind of not use as many samples and just get my friends that I knew to play instruments. So
Going into this project, what is something that you want the fans to get out of it?
man, I definitely really really want the fans to kind of stop, like just to like relate. Like I always want them to relate to my projects, but like for this project, I really wanted to like dive into the idea of just like stop getting caught up with other people's journey and development
Mm.
and just focus on you. And I touched on that a lot with the song Just Me. But like just in general, like I feel like a lot of the themes throughout the project is centered around, having your own journey and just being in tune with yourself and just kind of like embracing that like to the fullest. Cause I mean, I know that's something I definitely struggle with. I got a lot of friends in the industry that's, you know, they be making moves, and you know, it's kind of impossible not to compare yourself with social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to just keep reminding yourself to, you know, stay on your own journey, stay on your own path, and continue to build upon what you got. So I feel like um, if there was a consistent theme, that's the consistent theme throughout this project. Um, and I think that something that kind of, you know, helps me, you know, to connect with my fans is the fact that, you know, I literally put it all out there. Like, it's super relatable, and I think people will be able to relate to this as well.
Yeah, you're talking about just social media and in addiction. You were talking about how you have a social media like persona, and then like whenever you're on social media, you're someone different than versus whenever someone sees you in the streets. Like diving into that, like what part of that made you say like somebody else has to be going through this? Like it can't just be me.
Honestly, both of those verses on addiction were not in my perspective.
Mm.
They're in perspective of people that I am close to, and they kind of just served as like inspiration for the song. So, but definitely like different elements of, you know, both those verses I kind of like can relate to as well. Like, I mean, I'm not like somebody who like, I do portray like who I am on social media, but like at the end of the day, like it is a little bit of an alter ego, like as far as like, you know, what type of pictures you post. Like, like, you know, I might not post this one because, you know, it's the fit was trash, but you know, I might post this one because the angle was right and the fit wasn't. So it's like it's still kind of, it's me, but it's still like it's a little bit more calculated. You feel me? I feel
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people on social media these days are a little more calculated with, you know, how they post just off of the strength that, you know, it's kind of like you're keeping up like a persona,
Yeah.
for instance, but like not as extreme as, you know, the dude I was in the perspective of that verse. But at the end of the day, like I know a lot of people are dealing with that. Like I've met people where like, you know, like I've been following them for years, and then finally meet them like, oh, you're not that person. Like
Right?
that's
Yeah.
weird. Like
You
you
just
feel
some
me?
you just some stranger at that point. It's like damn, like we've been watching each other, like seeing each other grow, and then you meet somebody in person. It's like damn, nigga, you don't even move like you act like you move.
Oh God, yeah. So that's really how that came apart. Like um especially when it comes to like just like the overall like young people in this generation, like everything is centered around social media, and everything is kind of like social media is kind of like the gateway of like the gatekeepers of just everything, like
Yeah.
pop culture, music. Like, so with that being said, like it's addicting. Like, you feel me? Like a lot of people just kind of live their life centered around it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why, you know, you could get caught up in kind of like living in your own kind of fairy tale, because it's, you know, you manipulate exactly what you want people to see.
Right.
So it is your world, but it's
You
not real.
just presenting the perfect version of yourself that you want people to see, rather than letting them see all that goes behind the scenes.
Exactly. And we're all guilty in our own little
Facts.
way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yo,
yeah,
and you said like in addiction, like not all of that was based on your personal experience. It was coming from like other people's perspectives and whatnot. Um,
facts.
one of the bars that really stood out was I prey on women because it feels amazing.
I pray, yeah.
Yeah,
And if she don't give it up to me, then I fear I'll take it.
yep, bro.
Yeah. That shit is fucking that I feel like that is the epitome of like a lot of this rape culture going on right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of niggas is struggling with like just sex addiction, and they don't realize it, because it's kind of like, I mean, like how I was brought up, like, you feel me, like losing your virginity as a dude, like it's like it's kind of like you're expected to do that like early on, and then like once you lose your virginity, it's like you like, as to be the man, you gotta fuck bitches, like, you feel me, like you
Yeah,
gotta really be out here like you know, I remember like freshman year, we had like a board of like everybody in my friend group, and like we was like competing on who could fuck the most bitches type shit. Like
Damn.
that is literally like feeding into like a sex addiction, you know? Like
Right.
niggas is, just feeding to just have sex with different women constantly. And luckily, like a lot of my friends kind of grew out of that, and a lot of people I tend to be around, grow out of that. You find the one, or you kind of get tired of the chase and things like that. But a lot of people don't grow out of it and just keep that desire of intimacy, like just they just keep that desire like they don't ever get that desire taken care of. You
Yeah,
know what
it's
I'm
never
saying? So like
quenched. It's like I always want more. I want more. I want more.
facts, and it's just a spiral down, and then you see a whole bunch of like rape culture, type of humor and type of just like actions that's just like, all right, so where's this coming from? I think it stems from just a lot of males have a sexual addiction,
Mm.
Were there
and I just felt like it hasn't been widely talked about for real, especially in hip hop. Um, so I was just like, let me let me kind of challenge myself to put myself in that shoe, and rap from this perspective, because a lot of when you see little when you hear about little stories about that, where you like it's people that's out here like sexually harassing women, like
Right.
making them feel uncomfortable. It's kind of like, all right, he's a jerk, like he's a dickhead, like the fuck, like he's wilding, like. But if you kind of just kind of think of it from the other perspective, it's like, all right, so how did this person get there? Like, you feel
Mm.
me? Like, I'm not saying it's right, but everybody has a story. So
Like, and like right before you said that, you were talking about how babysit, like you were winding on a babysitter at 10 years old. Not you, but like the person that you were speaking in the perspective was getting winded on by the
yeah,
babysitter at 10 years old.
right.
And then IDK, whenever he just dropped "Is He Real," he has a song "Porno," and he's talking about
he was
how he was,
exposed to porn at
yeah,
like 6 years old?
yeah, at the age of
Yeah.
6, and how that like has like changed his entire like concept of like what sexual relations and like what intimacy is and whatnot. And so it's like knowing that people, or like not even people, but like rappers at this point are like bringing this to the light, that like, hey, this is something that is a problem. I think it's more of with our generation, and then we know that it's gonna come up with like the next kids, because like they grew up with the internet. We just kind of got it like halfway through our life. It was like, oh hey, this is the internet, but they were like, life is the internet, so they're constantly on there just looking at stuff like that.
That's 100% facts, bro. Life is literally the internet for them. Like, I know, like, I got like little cousins and shit. Even my little sisters, like, they grew up only knowing the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mind you, we kind of grew up only knowing the internet, but like time without the internet as well. But like, especially these kids growing up now, that it's all they know. But yeah, I gotta listen to that song. I never heard it, but I'm happy. We kind of touching on these topics that's kind of been circulating around. A lot of young people in the social climate, because um to have these conversations and to have this thought provoking dialogue, and just the fact that like a lot of the times people just kind of go with what they hear, and just kind of like they don't they don't really research behind what they hear. They just go, they see something and they form an opinion, but like
Mm-hmm.
having the dialogue along with that, I feel like is important.
Were there any people that you were listening to in the making of this project?
um I can't say anybody particularly. I kind of listen to a lot of music. Like I listen to just like the new shit, like whatever I like, and then like I kind of just go back to like my favorites and listen to them. Like I have like little playlists I make on Apple Music that I just put on shuffle and listen to quite often. So there's nobody really in particular while making the album. But I will say lately I've been listening to a lot of Melody. So that's like, all my R&B people I like to listen to, like fucking who have I been bumping? Sir, love Sir's album. Um, just I gotta look at my playlist because I'm like, if I exit out of this to look at my playlist, will you drop the call?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Who have I been bumping? Chris Brown album goes stupid. I was bumping that a lot. Boogie,
Mm.
his album was really, really, really dope. Smino, love Smino, Lucky Day, Pink Sweats, Buddy. So just kind of like that realm is like kind of in my bag as far as like the melody driven artists that I've been bumping a lot lately. And then also, obviously like always go back to my Kendricks, my Dom Kennedys, my Currency. They're always in the rotation. Nip Hustle. So
Yo, going into the project, like whenever you were picking people to do your features, like obviously Russell was gonna be in there because like y'all need that song together. I was like, damn, bro, he waited all the way to the end. I was sitting there like, damn, where's that, bro? Like, where's this nigga gonna start? Maybe they just like didn't put it on the track list. Maybe they forgot to put this nigga's name on here, and I was like, oh, it's at the bottom. But
yeah, oh god.
you had Heather and Hutch come on there, like whenever you were picking people to do features, what was going through your mind?
The features kind of happened organically. Besides Heather, I knew I wanted Heather on both them songs, but like, the Hutch feature, like, I was like, I really thought I didn't want no hook on that song, and I wanted somebody to gas it differently than how I gassed it. So I'm like, Hutch got like a different type of flow, but like his shit is all gas, and he's one of my favorite rappers right now. So I was just like, I sent it to him, and he gassed it like I expected. And then as far as Heather, like I knew I wanted to get her on Good Luck and fuck, what are the names of my songs? I said Good Luck is not Introvert. Liberated. Definitely wanted her on both of those songs. And then Mindy, we kind of plotted on that. Like when I made the Hit My Line song, I sent it to Omari, and he was shopping it around. We actually was shopping it around at first, just like as like a reference track, just writing for probably like a dance hall artist or something like that. So as he was shopping it around, Mindy was like, "I fuck with this. Y'all should just keep it. I'll hop on it." I'm like, "All right, bet." So did that, and that's pretty much how the features came together. Like, if it wasn't organic, then I kind of was very very bent on like, because like being that Heather, like she don't really have a setup or nothing like that. So I definitely wanted to like keep the collaborations going, but like it was kind of hard. So to be honest, them two records, like she been had them records. She had the records like at the beginning of summer, and like
Damn.
I was just kind of just wanting to keep the collaborations going, but and we have like a lot of songs in the fall anyway, but like those are like the songs like I was really like staying on her, get on it, get on it, get on it. So when she finally sent it back, I'm like, all right, bet, like we in there. So she was like probably like one of the last people to send her verse, and then once those came together, I'm like, all right, let's just put these two on the album. So yeah.
Yo, you said that she had those like since the beginning of summer. So how long have you been like working on the project in a whole?
Man, I've been working on it like low key since like right before I graduated. Like I didn't really know no titles or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but like I always kind of knew that I wanted to create another body of work. Um, and like I low key thought I was gonna finish it like by the end of summer. Like I wanted to drop in August, and then August turned to September, and September to late October, and then finally November.
November.
So then I just really wanted it to be right. Like being that like I kind of had like a not a sophomore slump, but like I felt like I never really usually felt like I was nervous or anything like that dropping projects, but like for this one, I'm like, all right, I gotta come crazy because like you feel me, like this is like my first project like out of school, like so I gotta really come crazy.
Right.
So with that being said, like I had to get it right. So once it was right, that's when we put the date together and everything. So I'm just glad that it all came together.
Yo, and one of the other bars that like really stood out to me was in Top Ramen and Lobster. Whenever you're talking about streaming is the modern day slavery, just like, bro, so, like going off of streams, like for us is like we get streams off of what YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, but it's just kind of like, damn, bro, you just kind of like sit there and look at those bitches. You just like, damn, bro, like, dude, who's listening today? Like, what episodes have the most listens? Who do we need to like work with for da 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 da? And then just kind of going through shit like that. Like, whenever you like put out music, or like how often do you go through and check like what your streams look like?
Um, shit, I check like every other day, bro. Like I said, like I'm always trying to just kind of stay on top of my engagement and make sure,
Yeah.
okay, this is what they like, or all right, this is where they listening. Okay, like we got to cater to them next time. So yeah, definitely pay attention to my analytics, and it is a modern day slavery because at the end of the day, like if you think about it, like streaming is the new, like niggas not going out buying albums. So streaming is like the new consumer base, like as far as artists making money off of fans listening to their music.
Right.
So with that being said, like I think like one stream is like 0.0009 of a cent. So like to really make money, like niggas finally made a little bit of money, but that's we hit the 250 300,000 stream. We hit that benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's when we finally start seeing money. But like at the end of the day, like I feel like it needs to be, a little bit more compensation for hitting a benchmark like that.
Yeah.
Like to really see money off streams alone, you got to be in like the 100 million category. And other than that, as an artist, shows, merch, and endorsements and things like that, or partnerships. So I feel like to make things more organic, like if these streaming platforms would pay artists more for their craft,
Mm-hmm.
and you can make a living off of just putting out music, like not doing all the extra shit, like fucking showing up somewhere, getting 15,000 to show up somewhere. Like that's not really for the craft, or like like I'm a business savvy person, so having like endorsements and partnerships and stuff like that is definitely in the plan. But like I think it would make it way better if artists were getting paid just organically off of putting out their
Music.
craft. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's like you focus on the music, you're getting paid from the music. You don't have to spend time worrying about all this other stuff. You can spend time crafting and perfecting your craft.
100%. And it just it just makes sense to me. Like it makes most logical sense in that way. Like the fact that it's kind of not set up for you to make money off of putting out music. It's more so set up off of making money around the music or around the celebrity of the music these days. But I mean, we're gonna find a way around it and make some money. But it's just the times right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right. And then like going off of like the streaming thing, it's like I hear a lot of artists are now tailoring their songs to like sort of fit that little streaming pocket for Spotify. So like there's sort of been a term coined like the Spotify sound. Do you find yourself like having to, well, in the creation of this project, did you find yourself having to sort of avoid that trap of like, oh, this is what will get me like the most streams, and like basically just trying not to sacrifice the creative integrity for like a stream?
Right. Yeah. Like that aesthetic. Right.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I don't really worry about all that. But what I will say is I do agree that they like each playlist, like on Spotify or like SoundCloud or whatever, like they kind of have like this sound aesthetic that is just like I do know people are out here kind of chasing that, and I don't knock it because get your money by any means, but
Right.
like me personally, like my music comes straight from like my soul, like my heart. Like I hate to sound cliche, but like it's literally like from my everyday experiences. So like there's no way to really package it any differently than that. So I personally don't try to worry about all that, but um it's obvious that folks is out here kind of tailoring their sound and their music, to fit like a certain playlist or
Right.
like a certain, but uh I mean, honestly, like I feel like if you just make good music and you got a solid, fan base and a solid team pushing you, then the playlist is gonna try to come fuck with you. You don't have to try to appeal to the playlist. You always want the playlist to kind of want to put you on. So
And our last question before we let you go, and this is a question we ask all of our Dormville artists: who is in your playlist right now?
Underground wise.
underground wise, okay, let me actually go to it. Right now, I'm bumping this artist named Alo. Do you know who Alo is?
Not hip right now.
It's alternative music, super dope. I actually don't really know too much about Alo, but um, Heather actually put me up on him. Super super dope. I've been bumping Haiti Baby. It's like ratchet music. I fuck with him. He's I think he's from the Bay. Yeah, he's from the Bay. He signed to Thizzler. He up and coming right now. Gangsta Underground. Kinda, not really. Yeah, Earth Gang. I've been over that Earth Gang, but they kind of made it.
Bro, yeah, I
So
was say they got that Dreamville check right next to
Yeah.
him.
yeah, they got that G girl. Young Kazi, super dope. He's alternative as well.
Mm.
He's actually from L.A. as well. Like one of the other up and coming new L.A. type artists that I've been really fucking with heavy. And he actually just dropped a project a couple months ago called "Don't Be Afraid of the Night." Um, yeah, everybody tap in with Kazi, and then Larry June.
Yeah.
I've been fucking with that Larry June heavy. Uh, and then I already said Sir Inglewood Sir, shit goes crazy, and then Villain Park.
Villain,
Yo,
they're cold,
Y'all go tap in.
bro.
Y'all go tap in with Villain Park. Them the homies. So I'm definitely glad to see their journey progress and like see everybody like tapping in with them. And then all the left field artists as well. Like we got a whole roster now. Like we got Hutch the Gift, signed to the label. Got my partner Agba signed to the label, and Rasul obviously. Walt working on some shit. We working on a little left field compilation tape as well. So like I just been tapping in with a lot of just like the local artists around the city, and then just my artists as well. So yeah, man, like I'm excited to showcase this album. I'm excited for the team to start dropping music, and I'm really just excited for this overall just wave of like really good music coming out of LA. Um, especially like that's not like sounding like the stereotypical quote unquote LA vibe. Like it's a lot of different music sonically that's coming out of LA. So I'm excited.
Yo, tell the people where they can tap into the album, bro. Tell them where they can find you on social media real quick.
Bet yeah, bro. So Mothoro at Mothoro, all social media platforms. You can follow Left Field for all the label updates, YouTube, Instagram, all that. That's LFTFLD. And then the album we haven't announced title yet nor the release date. Dormville got the exclusive listen, so we gotta fuck with y'all. But definitely stay tuned. Dropping a video very, 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 very soon. And then from there we're gonna just continue rolling it out. So yeah, just stay tuned, hashtag Movember definitely coming next month. And I just appreciate y'all for always tapping in and covering, every aspect my growth and journey thus far.
Absolutely, bro. Much love, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Now she gon' kill you with the style. Ay, that's 2 casualties and we arrive at even had to hit 'em with the pow. Ay, the bosses only, bad bitches only on this road. You sitting in the aisle. Ay, freestyle, this a freestyle, so you know I didn't write to it. Rasul do it, Kai do it, so I gotta do it. See right through 'em. Ay, like sandwich.